So for those of you who haven't been around for a while, great to see you again. So, and of course, I keep marveling at the fact that we're seeing Allison. Every time I'm like, Allison's here, because we didn't see Allison. We always had her presence, but now we see her lovely face. So I'm going to just give a few super quick updates. And then we're going to just see what everybody else wants to share. Yeah, I'm excited about us coming out of the COVID lockdown. And yeah, I can see a couple of heads nodding there, and actually going out in person and seeing people live again, which will be very exciting. So yeah, so a couple quick things. Is everybody getting the newsletter okay? Because we switched the members newsletter to go into your Gmail, and we've switched it over to MailChimp so that we can put more pictures in it and it looks prettier. So let me know. You should have gotten one today. And I know every once in a while people say, we wish you'd put more pictures in the newsletter. It's like, there's tons of pictures in the newsletter. You just have to click display images at the top and you'll see all the videos and all the pictures. So if you have any trouble opening the newsletter, getting the newsletter, or seeing the pictures on the newsletter, let us know and we'll try to help you figure that out. But so that's what it's supposed to look like. So your members exclusive newsletter, we're doing that twice a month now. And lots of words. And then I posted a little picture of Maggie and Begum meeting. Oh my gosh, it was just hilarious. Begum really wanted to meet my mom because my mom's sparkly, and they just had such a fun meeting. It was very sweet. And then the event stuff, and then David's video. Rosie, this one's for you. So again, if you're doing your tax prep, if you're still looking at some stuff for 2021 and 2022, David did 2 really great videos with minimizing, I love this title, minimizing taxes and building partnerships. Minimizing taxes and building an empire using partnerships. So there's 2 videos there. Ava closed another property in the US. So we just wanted to send a congratulations for her. Here's Belmont. So that's where I'm living right now. So I'm up in the in Suite 4, the one that we'll probably do a few little renovations on, but it's nice and cozy up here. So I'm enjoying it. And our guests love the suite. So that's fun. The book, the money mindset course, which of course is free for members. And of course, our favorite realtors and REN supporters, Sherry and Kelly, and their meetups. Sherry's meetup was yesterday. Kelly's meetup is tomorrow. And our sponsors, and then a little more about REN, and then all of our social links at the bottom. So hopefully you're getting that. And yeah, if you're not, or if you're having any problems or issues opening it, let me know and we'll get that sorted out for you. So another thing that people have been asking about, which is really exciting, is there's so many of you who want to bring your friends in to the REN community, which is great. So we wanted to make sure that you heard me say that we're going to not have open memberships until spring, because we want to make sure that everybody who's in the group now gets a chance to get caught up, get the help they need to get on the right path or get moved into a different direction. And we don't want to leave anyone behind. So I don't want to take your membership money and then not see you, hear from you, have you participate, and not engage. So we want to make sure that we've got everybody moving in the right direction, and then we'll open up membership again, but it's going to be invitation only moving forward, because we want to make sure that we're welcoming people into the group who have the same vision and values that all of us do. And so we know the people who are going to join the group are going to be our expanded and extended circle. So that's how things are going to unfold. So if you want to bring someone into the group, by all means, let us know. But what we're offering, the new membership price is $8.99 a year. And for members who refer someone, you get a 6-month bonus. So you'll get an 18-month membership. And if you're one of the founding members, your price is still the same. And if you're bringing in a new member, their price is $8.99, and they also get a 6-month bonus. So you'll see it in the newsletter, but just wanted to make mention of that, because Joan is going to try to squeeze in a few people next week for orientation. So that'll be very cool. So newsletter, live events coming back. So how many people, and you can just kind of put your hand up, how many people are feeling comfortable about going out to a live event right now? And no judgment. So, Darlene's like, you get me out of this goddamn snow, right? Okay, so everybody's starting to feel like, yes, I want to see people. I might not be ready for a hug yet, but yeah, if you are, just come at me. I'm hugging right now, so it's all good. So if you need a hug, let me know. And also, I'm probably going to invite the WREN group to my mom's 75th birthday party, which is going to probably be, it looks like April 2nd. We're going to be holding it down at the Bennett in White Rock, South Surrey area, and I'll send out the details once we've got it confirmed. But her favorite Elvis tribute artist, they're not Elvis impersonators anymore, they're Elvis tribute artists, Ben Klein. He's fabulous. He'll be there. And we're going to have about 70, 80 people. It's going to be a fun party, and it'll be another good reason for us to get together. So we're going to have a couple of events in Victoria, Vancouver, and we're talking to Lynn and Elisa about hosting something in Toronto, probably the first week of April, if we can make that happen quickly enough. And then, yeah, we'll start doing some more live events and getting things up and going and feeling connected again. So pretty excited about that, hey?
Mm-hmm.
One other thing as well, here on the island, we're going to be doing a tree planting in Souk. One of the things that we have to do for the property is get some trees around the wetlands to basically like help the tree population, obviously, and also help to establish the soil and stop the soil from eroding into the creek. So we're going to have a little party. When we figure that out, we'll do a potluck and a big, hopefully a long table luncheon or something. And anybody who's always wanted to plant trees, we've got probably 1,000 to plant, which apparently a tree planter can do in a day. But, with us and a glass of wine and food, it'll probably take us a week, but we'll have fun doing it. So that'll be coming up too. So lots of things that are coming up. And yeah, just always nice to connect. And I think, we're finally going to be able to start to connect more in person. So I've got a few more things to share, but I think I'll save the rest till the end. Let's see how everybody else is doing. So Dar, you win the furthest away, and maybe you want to, be the first person to sign off and go to bed because it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, and I was helping out a friend to run the Zoom for the last 4.5 hours, the conference with people in Colombia. So that was pretty, so it just finished up, and I'm like, well, I'm still up, so I might as well jump on and see what people are doing. As such, Joan ripping trailers apart there, everything, and Sherry, she just keeps selling all of Victoria. There's nothing left, right? So going throughout that. So yeah, we're just we're crazy with real estate here. Listen, a couple of years ago, people used to say, "Why do you live where you live?" And I give them all the reasons why. Now they actually believe me, and they all want to come here and live. So 50% to 60% of all the real estate we sell is people from other parts of Canada, majority of them Ontario. They realize, number one, is that we're very nice people here. Number two, we have all kinds of land. Number three, they can work from home. Number four, they can retire here. We have planes. They don't go anywhere yet, but we do have planes that could take you to some place warm, moving through that process. But you've got to be prepared to make an offer with not many conditions. Here's an example: 70 views, 25 offers. It was like, wow. And a lot of bully offers, and a lot of, if you put conditions, you're going at the bottom of the pile. And so basically, if a property comes on the market, you have 2 days, if you're lucky, to actually get in and see it. They will tell you that all offers have to be in within, maybe 5 days, 6 days. And then about 2 days, you get a notice saying, all right, all offers in by 7 p.m. We have an offer. So if you don't have an offer and you didn't see the property, I've had 3 properties that for some clients, I have not been able to get in to actually view because there is no viewing times left. I even wanted to go 6 a.m. They said, you can't, people sleep. I said, well, really? Okay. And that was a vacant property. I'm just kidding. So we're just seeing a whole lot of changes here, and people, and we're not used to this. So was always behind the rest of Canada. And so if anything happened, and when we knew about it in New Brunswick or Atlantic Canada, that means, oh, that was the hot thing years ago. So we don't have enough inventory. And the other part is that they can't build the new properties fast enough either. And locally, we're like, you sold that for how much? That's not worth that.
To listen to Darlene, I actually think that it's happening in most provinces. Yeah. I have realtors in Edmonton and Calgary, same sort of thing. Even Saskatoon's getting quite hot. You know, Winnipeg's always been happening. Toronto, of course, we know. Halifax, and I hear it from everyone that's starting to experience the same things. And for those of you who've been around in Victoria for a long time, you'll know that we had 8 years of literally flat, like Moncton is just coming out of. We had 8 years of being flat. And while we were flat, Vancouver was doing this. And it was only in 2016, or the very end of 2015, 2016, that we started to take off. And then, and the number of people in 2017 that would say to me, oh, well, you know, we're just going to wait for the market to drop. We're going to wait for the market to drop. And here we are in 2022, and the market's gone up another 30%. And people say, well, when's it going to stop? And it's like, when supply and demand come back into balance. And our problem is that there is no supply and we can't build it fast enough. And the demand is so great. So it's just simple economics 101, right? And so it can't shift. And so what they're doing in BC, I don't know, Dar, if you've heard about this, but the provincial government is now looking at instituting in the fall, where they will take over the approval process for development away from the municipalities, because the municipalities are too slow. Yeah, so that announcement came out this week. So they're hoping to implement something to that effect by the fall of 2022. So
that is shocking. That is shocking.
How that plays out.
Wow.
Yeah, because they know that the municipalities are very, very difficult to deal with. They're dealing with people going, we don't want this in our neighborhood. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that, can't take down a tree. I like trees, by the way, but you know, it's all this sort of stuff that there's no way that we can deal with what's going on in our marketplace. And we haven't even had the doors of immigration open up in the country, which then creates more migration to my area of Victoria. So I don't really see it stopping. But like Darlene, and what I've come to say is we're a little bit of an oxymoron in the sense that for local people, we're too expensive and we're not affordable. But at the same time, we're on sale for people from Vancouver and Toronto. So it's sort of like, how can we be unaffordable and on sale at the same time? But we are. And I think that's what you're starting to see in Moncton as well. The locals just can't believe it, right? Like, you're paying what? And, you know, our numbers are a bit higher than Moncton, right? You've got a ways to catch up to us here. So, you know, for us, it's like, yeah, you need to bid sometimes $200,000 higher than they're asking if you want to hope, and no conditions. And so you need to have your ducks in a row. You need to have confidence when you do this. First-time home buyers, I'm really hesitant to do unconditional offers because they've never been in or through the system before. That makes me nervous, but anybody else, and especially investors, you need to know your stuff. You need to know your numbers. You need to know your market. You need to know your finances. You need to know all those sorts of things so that when the right opportunity presents, you can jump. Because if you don't jump, you're not going to have the opportunity to jump. You get one shot and that's it.
A lot of hard, really, really hard work this last 5 days. And it's great. It's fantastic. The place is it's gonna look like you guys aren't gonna believe the before and afters, but I'm definitely earning my bank repo crack shack renovation flip stripes.
That's awesome. Oh,
And it actually found out it was a crack shack. So I'm not joking about that. So unfortunately, a bit of a sad drug addiction story with the people that live there. But it's been really, I've learned so much in the last 5 days about things I never thought I'd learn about, like weird things about furnaces and holes in floors and skylights and roofs. And it's been great. And my girlfriend Hillary came out and helped over the weekend, which was amazing. We missed you, Shannon. We used your sledgehammer help, but I hope your horse's feet are better. That looked not good. But yeah, it's been really great, but I am exhausted and I'm coming home tomorrow for a bit of a rest and back on Monday.
My daughters and me, we decided to come here for the winter, kind of. I mean, no real plan. So we did start with Airbnb at the beginning, and now we're having for the next couple of months, we have well, I met a few people, and you think like, oh my gosh, you're crazy, you don't know anybody, but there's lots of Canadians, a lot of Americans, and those snowbirds, which come from BC, which come from Alberta, mostly, and I wouldn't believe it, but now I know that those people who come down, most of them actually own some real estate here. They have some houses or some condos, and some of them are here for the 8th year or even longer. Mostly, they're retired, yes. And I'm here in Cabo, so which was kind of an option because we stay on the West Coast for now. And it's actually a good experience. We didn't know what to expect, kind of. We thought, okay, well, we'll figure all things out while we're here. I'm kind of still older generation, and I have my 2 daughters with me, like 25 and 22. But I've learned the last couple of years, just like trust the process, something will always come up. And sure enough, it did. Like nothing to worry, like you meet people, then you have an opportunity, and it just worked out great. And then for the next 2 months, we're gonna be in a place, not this one, but we can rent from somebody who goes back to BC, and they were kind enough to take us in, and of course we pay. It was an eye-opener too, like Airbnb, like how much money people make when they have it on Airbnb. So I'm kind of thinking, oh my gosh, like if I would be here full time in Mexico, I could live in one place and then maybe have an Airbnb. And I mean, it's unbelievable. Real estate, I look around too. There's so many pre-sales. Apparently, there's so many people coming from Canada. Like, never mind, like people immigrate, are like coming to Canada from somewhere else, but people are coming here from the States and from Canada. So there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of pre-sales. I'm not sure about the Mexican mentality, if something goes sour or not. But yeah, I'm here and I'm enjoying my life.
we put a bid on a piece of land that was far, far too much money. We knew it was too much money. They're asking like $1.2 million for 2 acres of land in Metchosin. And we want to move into Metchosin. So we're hoping like that they'll realize that it's too high and come down eventually, and that we would like to build. So yesterday I had a meeting with Souls Tech, which is a new solar panel fabricating company in Canada and Ontario that does siding paneling instead of roof paneling.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Because I love building materials and passive house things. So I was looking at that, and the Passive House Conference is coming to Vancouver and shortly. I have it on my phone somewhere.
Oh,
in my-
can you share that with us on the WREN page or send
Yeah,
it
I'll
over?
find it.
That'd be great.
It's somewhere in my phone of brain pictures. There's that, and there's a Passive House Conference as well as building material conferences coming up, and I love the innovation of building and those things. So I'm always looking at them, right? There's some things are so expensive, like gas is gonna become ridiculous. And we just invested in a piece of land in Manitoba. Like our family business owns land there that pumps oil. And so we bought the piece of land next door to do some more of that.
Yeah, I guess I can say that I am trying to focus on the gap analysis and taking a look at that, because my plan was Freedom 50 and I turned 50 last March. So I have till like the 11th of March now. Just kidding. No, but I do want to have that happen soon. And so like I plan to also meet with Dave Putin and also talk to my own accountant and see what the two of them have to say and try to compare, like, what are they suggesting based on what we have right now, etc. So, because I do want to make that happen sooner than later.
And for you,
yeah.
just so that everybody else knows, that's retiring from your 9-to-5 job, right?
Right. Correct.
Yes.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So your
Yeah.
Freedom 50 means you want to give up your 9-to-5 job and you want to focus on real estate investing.
As
Exactly.
Peter calls it, work optional.
Yes.
Work optional.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the other thing? So I also I was talking to somebody about I was talking to somebody about the fact that right now I'm technically on vacation as of the beginning of February. She's a counselor, and then I was telling her all the stuff I had to do, and she's like, that makes me stressed. That is not sounding like a vacation. And she's like, you may want to actually think about a word that aligns, because it'll actually put your nervous system out of balance. And I was like, oh, I never thought of that. And then I was like, okay, I was talking to my brother, and my brother's like, I said, but this is like stuff for my life. I actually, like, this is more important stuff that I'm doing. And he's like, I'm like, so it's like life something. And he's like, lifecation. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
Oh, that's cool. A lifecation. Getting your life organized.
I
That's
like that
really
better than work optional, because it still has the word work in it, work optional. And I like the lifecation idea better.
That's great. He should.
And it does feel in alignment versus saying I'm on vacation when I'm doing all this other stuff. It's not really vacation.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I feel aligned with it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was telling this to a friend of mine. So the other thing I'm doing is I have 2 friends, and we have 3 parallel things kind of happening in our lives. We're all at sort of different places, but exploring similar things. And so I've been talking to them about getting their numbers. And so we're just meeting weekly. We haven't gotten very far, but we're just supporting each other. And when I told her about this lifecation thing, she's actually on a leave of absence, but it made her think that she doesn't like the word leave of absence because it sounds negative. And she chose to take it because she's exploring whatever she wants to do next. She's like, I'm calling it a sabbatical now. And she feels so much better calling it a sabbatical or a hiatus, she's saying to some people. So I'm like, oh, so interesting, just, language and
it's
what
so
our brain
important.
automatically registers with when we hear a certain word. And
well, it was like last week when we were talking with Peter, right? And he was talking about consequences.
Yes.
And so many people think that consequences are negative. And he said, you put a steak on the barbecue, the consequences are that it's cooked. There's nothing negative about that unless you're a vegetarian, right? So we have this idea in our mind that consequences has a negative connotation, but it's cause and effect, right? You do something and this is the consequence, but we've got that negativity wrapped around it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's very true. So yeah, so I think that I'm just slowly getting back into like starting to meet people again in terms of networking and whatnot. Yeah, I've just had a lot going on personally in my personal life, with some challenges, you know, in people in my family, with health related stuff. So that's also taken a toll on me. So it's interesting, just like, it's nice to start getting back into things, but I realize I actually have to do it more slowly than I used to be able to do it right now. And it's okay, because I'm enjoying getting back and connecting with people and attending events like this. I went to the Top Down Investment, TDI. They do stuff in Nanaimo, and they're doing something in Duncan, which is really interesting.
Cool.
So, you know, like, I'm just trying to get myself more into the real estate side,
Yeah.
since I'm on my lifecation.
So that's it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a
Okay,
great
good
night.
night.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
talk to you soon. And I will be seeing you either at Lure or in Langley, and then at some point very soon in Toronto. Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.